How much was it exactly in the last 9 weeks?
32,200. You guys have made that so simple. No YouTube, no ads.
All right, welcome back to the channel. Max Tornow here. This morning we are in Cyprus, and in this video I want to introduce a client of ours to you named Peter McCaslin, because Peter made $32,000 in the last 9 weeks with online coaching for Spanish, which is very, very interesting. So he learned Spanish and then taught himself to be conversational in that language, and then decided he wants to become an online coach for this language, came to us, and we helped him set things up correctly. And interestingly enough, he uses nothing other than a stable internet connection, a phone, and his laptop. And a couple days ago, I jumped on a Skype interview with him. We recorded the Skype interview, and I'm going to show you this interview because in there he talks a little bit more about how he got started, how exactly we helped him make the 32K in the last 9 weeks, and what his plans for the future are with his online coaching business. Very, very inspiring stuff. So we're going to crack into this interview, and bear in mind, Peter does not have a big YouTube channel. He does not have a YouTube channel at all. He does not have a big Instagram whatsoever. He does not have a big brand. Neither are necessary in order to crack your first 10, 20, or 30K a month. So it's a very inspiring story of one of our beginner clients who is doing very, very well in our beginner program. Ever since then, we have gotten him into the advanced program. So 32K in 9 weeks is only the start, and we're going to scale him up. Anyways, details in the interview. Let's crack right into that and enjoy.
Thanks for joining. I know you're in California time as far as I know. So it's morning for you, evening for me. I'm chilling in my home office. You're chilling in your home office. And we kind of wanted to share a little bit about Peter's story here for you, the dear viewer. Peter, first off, congrats. How much was it exactly in the last 9 weeks?
32,200.
Man, crushing it. And okay, so just to get this straight, you are teaching Spanish. You're a language teacher, right?
That's it, yeah.
So, I mean, that's always pretty crazy for someone who, you know, I don't know if you know, Peter, but I actually went to university for Latin and English, about to become a teacher as well. Right. I would have nowhere near close being able to dream about $32,000 in 9 weeks from teaching a language. And, you know, that's a beautiful thing. But what you're doing is, and that's the interesting part, is you came up with a specific type of teaching to your clients. You're helping them kind of using a method that helps them get confident fairly quickly with a certain language, right?
Conversational, just call it conversational, street Spanish, being able to have conversations.
How did you pick that up yourself? Did you study that at university, or how did you learn Spanish? I never asked you.
Yeah, well, first thing to your first point about being a Spanish teacher, when I started with your program, I did not pick Spanish right away. It took a while to believe I didn't even believe that was a viable profession that could have an income, you know, teacher salary, $30,000. So it took you guys a while to convince me, to help me believe that that was, because I liked Spanish. I really enjoy teaching Spanish, but it just was like, no, that can't be. But yeah, it was. And then I started seeing other people's success, and I said, okay, let me try. So it's been crazy, but yeah, I learned Spanish probably 15 years ago. I moved to Miami and fell in love with the culture and the Latin people there. I lived on 8th Street, Little Havana. And
nice, man.
And I loved it. And I was like, well, I need to learn some Spanish. I took high school Spanish. I did okay there, but I couldn't speak anything. And I tell my students this when I'm on my sales calls and this, and I say, look, I took 4 years of Spanish in high school and it got me nowhere. Where do you think these apps are going to get you? You know,
yeah.
And
the Duolingo and all these learning apps, language learning apps and stuff like that. I remember you ranting about those once.
Oh yeah. So I learned Spanish slowly before YouTube, before internet. You know, I would travel to Colombia or something in Mexico and carry around a dictionary in my pocket and try all these different things the slow way. You know, I did end up finding one great mentor, teacher, who kind of like gave me the right tools to put me up to the next level. And then, you know, I use those in my teaching today. And then stuff that took me years of just going through it on my own, that now I'm packaging for my students, you know, and saving them all that time. And I think that's why they they like it.
Love it. And yeah, and I think also that kind of shows why you're successful in what you're doing, and that's very inspiring, and that's also why I wanted to do this interview with you, and why we said, hey, let's share your story. How old are you, if I may ask you?
38.
So you're 38 years old. Did you, because obviously what you're doing is you're teaching people completely online, right? You're teaching this just from the comfort of your living room. How was the technology thing with you? Were you kind of versatile already with the technology, or did you first have to get used to it in the beginning?
Yeah, you could ask all my friends about me and technology. I had a flip phone until about a year ago.
Nice. Hey, I love these flip phones. I used to have one for such a long time too.
I wouldn't have given it up, except literally texts come in and they are gibberish now. They won't even, I can't read them. So it's just, we've been pushed off the, usefulness. So I had to, convert, but it's been a struggle and a process, but, you guys have helped. You keep it to a few apps that aren't too bad, and I'm doing it. So that's it. Yeah.
Love it. Well, here's what I always liked about you, Peter. Well, first off, you're an extremely relaxed person. You're the opposite of me. I'm just always like all over the place. You're a very chill person.
You think so?
But you've never struck me as the guy, like the go-getter type of guy. You always were like the more chill, kind of mellow type of guy. And then around 9 weeks ago, you started with the sales process properly that we've taught you. And then close started coming in, another close and another close. And all of a sudden you start, you cracked the first 10K, you cracked the first 20K, now you've cracked the 30K. And even, I think, what was it, yesterday or 2 days ago, when I said, hey, let's do an interview today. Even since then, you just kept closing and you just kept making money. And at the same time, like seeing your passion for your students, and that you really, really care about them, and that you just kind of know so much about the wrong ways of learning a language. We've mentioned the Duolingo apps and stuff like that, and all the other things and the traditional approaches. And, here you are, you're really providing value to your clients. And at the same time, you're creating a very, very good living for you. So, never judge a book by its cover, I would say. And that's just very amazing.
Yeah.
So you had no idea that you wanted to do a business when you started. Like what did you do before FBM? Do you remember? Like what was your goals back then?
Yeah. And one thing worth mentioning to people out there, like that I struggled with, that you guys helped a lot with, was disorganized. Like you said, maybe relaxed and not a go-getter. It was more that I was very, very disorganized, and you guys helped that focus. Like I didn't know, like you said, I don't know how to start my own business. You guys have made that so simple. And so that was kind of like, it was like, I'll put the work in, but it was always inefficient.
What was it that you did before? Like,
I have been a career just jumping from this to this. So I've been in the education field. My last job was working in a gap year program in Puerto Rico. I was like travel guide, personal trainer. I've been searching for kind of entrepreneurship for the last few years and failing miserably. And, but I just didn't have it in me to do a corporate job, to work in a 9-to-5. So I was always working these kind of like vagabond world traveling. They're cool. They were cool jobs, but there was no future there. It was just bouncing one job to the next kind of thing. But I always knew I wanted the freedom. I wanted to have my own business. I just didn't know enough about online, and I didn't know enough about business to put any skills to work.
What made you then decide to come to us? Do you remember like the moment where it kind of clicked?
This was probably a year ago, when I started like catching your ads and stuff, and
the ads are coming. I love it.
Not the ads. I think I followed you on Instagram and I saw some stuff going. Yeah. And so, I just knew what you had done with the dating coach. I knew you had been successful there. So that wasn't, I knew you were, had good reputation for what you do. And this was interesting, and it was right up my alley. And I just said, let me call him. That was it. It's just like, it just sounded exactly what I wanted. And then you guys explained it well on the call, and that was it.
Boom.
Yeah.
And then, and then again, like for the viewer who might be wondering, okay, what exactly did we do? So, and this is what we do for all the beginner clients. They jump on a free consulting call with us, and then we just kind of tell them roughly what they could do in their situation. We kind of specialize it. We kind of customize it to their situation. And then obviously we either, give you the choice, okay, you can go ahead and do this on your own, or you do it together with us. And then for you made the choice to do it together with us. And there was a lot of raw material there with which we could work. I remember that. And then we kind of switched around between niches that could fit for you. And then we started to go, like you explained so well, we started going for the Spanish-speaking niche because we have another client who is doing very well with the German coaching. He teaches people how to learn German. And we said, okay, there's some potential behind that. And then what we did is we positioned you, we helped you position yourself properly as, a go-to expert for learning that language. And then most importantly, we're going to talk about this in a second, Peter, we didn't teach you how to build a brand or anything like some other business programs out there are trying to teach people. Build a brand first for God knows how long, years, months, and then you start selling some cheap e-course or something like that. No, we went the more direct way to say, okay, something where you don't need a brand, you don't need paid advertising, literally the same thing that I've done for my first business in the very beginning. Direct outreach to your potential clients. And then you started making money once you started selling relatively quickly. And then, you have the word of mouth going on, and you have the direct outreach that you get really good at. And, boom, you started making your first 10K, your first 20K, now your first 30K within 9 weeks. And that's obviously very, very great. And so just to confirm, Peter, you do not have a YouTube channel or anything, right?
No YouTube, no ads. I haven't even got my logo yet for my
I always love, by the way, how people start a business and the first thing they do is create a logo or create their business cards and stuff like that. All the things around it, but not actually getting clients. And that's, ever since then you've gotten into the advanced program with us, and that's now what we're going to do with you. Now we're slowly going to build a brand upon all the solid foundations that we've built you. And, if you can make 30K within 9 weeks without all of that, you can only imagine where we can get to once we start building a little bit of a brand for you, a small niche brand, right? Doesn't need to be super popular, but just a small niche brand. On top of that, we do paid advertising and so on and so forth. And that's just a great way to start a business very lean from scratch. And we're now also helping you making your first key hires, right? So you get a little bit of a support from someone that works together with you and your team. And, we're building a real thing here. And that's just a really beautiful thing to witness, if I may say so. Peter, what do you think? What do you think? So you kind of mentioned before, we helped you a lot with the structure. Is there anything else where you said, okay, like the Freedom Business Mentoring thing, that's really your favorite part where we helped you the most?
I mean, I can't say enough. I've told every friend and family that I know to do it. To get into one thing is off the top of my head, is I could say a lot of things. I don't have one thing. Let me just say that, like, literally from the mindset starting in, how you walk people through little tiny challenges, or people who are intimidated, who have no idea what they're doing. Each step is so bite-sized and so realistic and so practical that you never feel overwhelmed. And when you do feel overwhelmed, the answers are there. You got your Facebook group, you got your live calls, and then you see other people and you listen to them, and just each step of the process is something everybody can handle. And I think that's just kind of an overall picture. I know that there have been little key pieces of personal advice that you've given me at certain points, I think, that have been extremely valuable. One time I was going to take a vacation and and I think
I know where this is going.
I think in front of the group on the live call, in front of the group, I think Max gave me some words as like grandpa telling get your head out of your ass kind of a speech.
I remember that.
And you know, I appreciate that, and I think a lot of guys appreciate that. I think the art of tough love is a hard one. I think that not a lot of guys at your level are either too tough or too love, right? And having the balance of knowing how to push the right amount is an art that you guys, all your coaches have. So I think that's really important every step of the way, you know. So then I started making sales, and I started giving away my materials for like $200 on the side, and you guys are just like, your mindset is garbage, you know, this is not your premium. Like, you need to start valuing what you do. So every step of the way, you guys have mindset shifts as well as the tools that help you succeed.
Damn, that was beautiful, man. And I'm known to when some people want to go on vacation, and I feel like they should do more, or they can do more. I'm known to be quite harsh with that. Well, you know, Peter, I'm super happy to have you on board. Like I said, as we're slowly wrapping things up here, next goal is to crack more, right? To crack the 50K month, right? So now you've made 32 in roughly 2 months. That's pretty good, right? But we can definitely crack 30K in 1 month, then 50K in 1 month, and so on and so forth. It's all just a matter of scalability and doing things.
Yeah, it's a paradigm shift. This is mind blowing. After I made $2,000, it was mind blowing, and it's just my goal was literally, if I can make $2-3 a month online, I'm free. That was my goal.
Yeah.
So this is just you know, new territory. I don't even know what to think about it. You know, it's just, I'm on for the ride. I'm just on for the ride.
And we'll guide you through, Peter. I'm super happy to have you on board, man. And like I said, we have lots more good things in store for you now that you're in the advanced program. Lots of really good stuff. Lots of mindset pushes as well, which I'm hyped about. And yeah, when you, dear viewer, are seeing this and you say, hey, this inspires me, Peter's story inspires me, that's pretty great. I also want to become successful as an online coach from scratch, right? Just like you, Peter, you didn't have any experience with this whole online coaching first. Then I'm going to put a link down in the description below where you can book the exact same free consulting call that Peter also booked when he got started. What you do is you click on that link down below, and it brings you to a page. You can read a little bit through the page. There's some more information on there. And at the bottom of that page, there's the application form. It takes you 1 or 2 minutes to fill that out. And then you can book the exact date and time where you want us to call you. If you already have a skill, you know, this is the thing that I want to be doing, that call is for you. If you're not sure what it is that you want to be doing, just like Peter wasn't super sure either, that call is for you. We can analyze your strengths. We can tell you what exactly fits well. And also, if you're already making some money, but you say, hey, 32K in 9 weeks. No way. I didn't even know that's possible. And that call is for you as well. We can help you with that. So we're human beings, meaning we can only do so many calls a day, obviously. So the spots are a little limited, right? So, but if the link lets you through, it means we still have a spot open for you. So thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate that. Peter, thank you very much for you as well. Greetings. Go to California, and talk soon. Bye-bye.